Listen here, Pat Lynch, you fucking uppity bitch.
All right.
Never talk shit to me again. I'm going to put you through the goddamn fucking wall.
I'll put you through the fucking wall. We gotta learn 15 minutes. We talked about this last week, Chris. 15 minutes. You're gonna give me 15-minute window of no F-bombs. If you can do that, we're gonna be on YouTube.
No
until you can get your together for 15 minutes.
You know what you guys should do? You guys should tell me.
You know what? You're right.
Is that a thing on YouTube? No cussing for 15 minutes?
Ryan Sickler and who's he talking to? He was talking to one of their podcasters and they're on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And you need I think it's 9 minutes.
Yeah,
Josh Potter.
It's like first 5 minutes or something. Like, I've heard about this.
I think it's first 9.
Is it?
Yeah, so Josh goes for 10 minutes and Ryan goes for
Cheverini? Is that what you're doing?
Oh, God.
Oh, I meant to fucking send you a picture of him on
15 minutes, guys.
There goes that
15 minutes. I'm going to have there's a clock. There's literally a clock on Josh Potter's.
You just need to tell me from now on, hey, we're going to podcast at this time.
We're gonna put a timer.
You guys start 15 minutes before I show up.
We're gonna YouTube stream it live so we can get past that, and then we're just gonna go straight to Sirius XM radio, and then just cuss the shit out of everything.
Howard Stern and then us afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it is pretty crazy how many people have Kevin Hart has a Sirius XM radio show.
He has a show?
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of these people have stations, and it's just like, I feel like it's just a name to get people interested, and then they play trash on there.
Who else? Bill Burr was talking about it. Like, he was giving Kevin Hart shit because, like, he's like, oh, Kevin, now you can talk to me, huh? You got a Sirius radio, and you need guests. We can talk to you. Because Kevin used to be on the road with Bert, used to be on the road with Bill, and all this, and then when he got famous, everybody gets it. Like,
It's also
famous
because
you're
in a different realm though.
Yes,
like you have to do something different than everybody, and they can't follow you. You have to go down your own path. Like, and it's not like I'm just saying. Like at that point, you're so famous. Like you're not throwing guys as huge as Bill Burr is. He's not Kevin Hart huge, and it's a very different style of comedy where you're not bringing him. Oh, it definitely is.
Goat wise, it's definitely Burr's a better. I guess it's opinion based, but I think. For me, I find Bill Burr to be funnier than Kevin Hart right now. But actually, Joe, we realized that we tested a couple times, and the volume on that doesn't matter how close you are to the mic. Even so, if the spikes sometimes are big, but like if you're low, like when Pat was on, when we did the Sunday one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you did a shit ton of work to that one. Because you kept saying, Pat, get up, and then Pat on that podcast actually sounded really good.
After Katrina showed me, I amplify everything. Oh. So I take the whole, I remove any white noise, which is why we have the pause, and then I amplify everything without, there's an option. You can amplify without clipping. So, little behind the scenes.
Today's episode, you see how the sausage gets made, guys.
Yeah, well, fuck it. I actually there's a lot of things I want to learn about this podcast, but just to go back is Kevin Hart's early stuff, like, before he became super famous, and we actually saw him at the
United Center.
Oh, I thought it was Allstate, but you're right, United Center. I thought that stuff was way better. Now it's kind of like it's not. I think he's not living in the world that he used to live in. You know what I mean? Like he's not getting as many experiences,
and he's also
at least he's not stealing people's material, right?
Yes, that's very true. Yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying. I think Burr comedy wise for me, even though I get because Kevin Hart,
I like his like. Antagonistic, almost heel mentality when he does comedy.
That's because, like, if you look at their style, see, like, Kevin Hart was more about his personal experiences versus Burr is just making fun of shit.
Yeah. Burr is more commentary on
the world.
Yeah. Kind of like Dave Chappelle, but Dave Chappelle has started getting into the realm of politics. Which, speaking of, I was just all the stuff going on, like, it's a time to be sad, and I read
time to be glad.
I read about how all these Jeopardy contestants didn't know who Dave Chappelle was.
I heard that too. I didn't read the article,
and I was like,
pretty dumb.
But that made me think. I was like, oh, okay, so I'm in my own little sound bubble here, where I'm like thinking all these things are bad. These guys don't even know who Dave Chappelle is, who's such a huge thing that I would think he is in my world. You see him on SNL, you see him in the news.
He's in so many movies.
In a Jeopardy question, evidently.
But it's like...
Was he like a double... Do you know, Chris? Was he like a double... Or like the double point one, whatever. Double Jeopardy?
I thought
was he a guest, or was he a host?
I have no idea.
No, he wasn't a host. He was a question. He was a question,
I'm assuming that would probably been like a first round question, but I'm not 100% sure. I saw the headline for it, but I didn't read the article like you.
But it was just another reminder that
everything's so different.
You think the world's ending, and then I don't know. It's such a silly thing, but I'm like, oh, they're living a very different life, and they're totally okay.
Well, like think about it. Florida's living a 1,000% different life than all of America. Like they're wide open. Texas, wide open.
Yeah,
they're completely different. Where California, like the governor's about to get replaced, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I need to open it up a little bit. Like, I can't. Like I'm gonna get fucking run out of this town because they have the worst coronavirus rates, the death rates, all that shit, and they still are the most locked down. So it's like at this point, you might as well just open it up.
People are leaving in droves so much. They're trying to introduce that tax so that even after a year, after you're gone,
it's like 10 years, right?
Because if you made the money, you made the stream or you investments in California, they want that money,
which is insane.
Yeah, my uncle
would just open a whole shit show.
Oh yeah,
that would be ridiculous.
My uncle was telling a lot of people who were in in California, that hey, if you're making and you could see down the road, like you have these big capital gains and stuff, get out now before they set that rule.
Yeah,
because they want to do a 10-year look back or 10-year look forward.
Fucking insane. 10 years
instead of looking at your issues, let's just try to tax our way out of this. And that's Illinois thinking that, and it's like that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
And that just leads you to the fucking the topic of the week. I don't know how much we want to get into it, and there's a good discussion.
I think we should.
The only thing is, I'm tired of seeing it.
Yes. Now it's become old. Yeah, it's almost like old news.
Yeah. I saw it on The View this morning. And you know what they brought it? I was telling Chris this. You know how they broke it down as a discussion? One of them, they made it a discussion about all these men on Reddit. And it was like, okay, let's make it a fucking male issue. Not that there's women smart enough to see there's a financial opportunity that you could exploit. No, it's not.
Well, no, it's because it's
and then it became a Democrat versus Republican idea. And it's like, this is the dumbest thing
ever.
It's
a bunch of older people who don't understand how the internet works, and their view of it is, it's a bunch of nerdy dudes who fucking have glasses and zits, and they're like doing this shit.
Live in their parents' basement.
Live in their parents' basement.
It's true.
It's basically a boiler room from the late 90s. So it is.
Oh, yes.
I get what you're talking about.
Because they were doing it. They're doing penny stocks. But then somebody's smart enough to see that
these are intelligent people on there doing things.
These idiots who were bragging about trying to put GameStop, they were telling people they were shorting the shit out of GameStop. Mm-hmm. And then some guys were like, oh, let's take a look at this. And then they realized that there was more shorts than there were stocks available. So it's just a very smart play. Okay, if there's going to be a demand, we can exploit that demand. And then they took it to Reddit, where Reddit is like, they just exploded it. And it just became something so much bigger, which is honestly going to define, they're going to have to do something. It's going to be a defining point.
Oh, it's going to change some shit. Yeah. So I was thinking, because of the podcast, I was thinking, why don't we sort of explain it? Because I know at least the game side or GameStop side of stuff. And I was thinking maybe you could explain maybe what a short is, and then we can go into it.
Yeah, go ahead. If you want to explain whatever you want to explain, and we'll make it very simple.
Yeah, very quick.
Because Chris and I will just drink some bourbon.
The idea with GameStop is it was going the way of Blockbuster. Yes. They're a physical media. They sell physical media, used and new, but everything's kind of going digital.
But they made most of their money off the used ones.
Yes. 100%. But they're not really moving towards the digital field of things, and so because of that, they're kind of going down the tubes.
Plus, this is more of a direct consumer model. Right?
Correct. Then these new systems come out, and they are impossible to find. But when they get them, it's so now their financials in Q3 and Q4 were way better because everybody's buying new systems, new accessories, new games, all at GameStop. So they've had better financials.
The other thing with that too, really quickly, is they've had activist investors that have come onto the board. And they have a new CEO, and some people were, before all this, were a little bit, not bullish, but we're like, okay, hey, if this goes well, if these guys can come in and do something, maybe change the model, it could go.
And so that's all I was going to say about GameStop, and then maybe you can explain the financial side of what happened.
And then, so the stock had a little bit of a tick up because of what Joe was saying. So people were a little, oh, surprise. So they there's been a bull market in the stock market since October. Mm-hmm. So GameStop has kind of gone up. Their price has kind of gone up. and me and Chris actually listen to him every morning. We listen to a financial podcast, and there was a guy in there who said he's been saying since November and December that GameStop is not Blockbuster. Blockbuster's financials were dog shit. They were they were doomed. GameStop can continue for another just because on their cash they have a ton of cash, and they have this system. They have this huge factory in Texas where they take all these old games and they recycle them, and there's still a
market.
Yes, I'm sorry.
There's still a market
for now
where they
because of old games and stuff.
The problem is as you go forward, and like Joe was saying, the new systems are there. There's a digital option only. You're going to see these systems to get rid
It'll
of.
get smaller and smaller, and then
eventually.
But for now, but these big hedge funds that have billions and trillions of dollars, it seems like they sometimes enjoy shorting the shit out of companies until
Can you explain what shorting is? Because I feel like that's the thing that I've seen so much in the news, and I feel the common person doesn't know what it means to short a stock.
Watch the movie Trading Spaces where they short orange juice futures.
No, so what
I saw that on Reddit too.
So what happens is today, say the stock's at $10, and you bet that the stock is going to go down. Mm-hmm. So you're shorting it at $10, saying you'll sell at $10 or you'll sell at $10. And so somebody's saying they'll buy it at $10. You're selling it at $10. Mm-hmm. So you're hoping that the stock goes down so you can buy it at $2 and sell it at 10.
Yep.
So when you're shorting it, it goes, you're hoping that it goes down, it gets down to bankrupt. Then all these guys, so you don't have to pay nothing for it, but they have to give you $10.
Exactly.
So all these people have seen the GameStop model go up. They're like, shit, I'll buy here. I know it's going to go down. Mm-hmm. It's a shit company. It doesn't have a long time. Mm-hmm. So they overshorted it. So they shorted over 100%, which means there's not enough stock. So they're gambling.
Yeah.
They're super gambling on this situation. And again, we're not financial analysts, so we could be totally fucking this up. But I'm
on a very basic level, this is what is happening.
But they've shorted more than 100% of the stock. Guys on Reddit, notice this because it's public knowledge what your positions usually are, especially if you're a public company.
Or what the most shorted companies are.
Also, as hedge funds, they have to disclose their positions. So it's easy enough for these guys to go and say, hey, who's overshorted?
Yep.
And they saw that GameStop. So then these guys are like, oh shit, we can rise this up. So the guy who has it at 10 has to buy it at 10.
Yep.
Now if it goes to 20, he's fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. If he can sell it at 10 and it goes to 20, he's got to buy it at 20.
He's got to buy it at 20.
And he's got to sell it at fucking 10.
Yep.
So there's a big fucking here. And guys, we're billions of dollars in the fucking red on this.
Yep.
And everybody in Reddit's like, yeah, little guy beating them. But when the big guy owns the system, all they have to do is say stop, reset, and that's what they did. Yep. And that's why everybody's all up in arms because it's not a fair system.
No.
The other thing is
really?
it's never, 100%. No, listen, I've been saying this for, I'm the little guy shorting the fucking market since October. No one's saying shit.
Where's Reddit for Peter here?
That's what I'm saying. I've been shorting the fucking market like an idiot.
Peter on Wednesday.
Peter McGrath's on Reddit right now, like
Peter watching the market on Wednesday as it's diving down to 120 points, dancing down the I-88 out by Naperville. On fucking Thursday, shoots back up 70 points. Peter's ready to freaking run into.
I'm finding any bull I can find at this point.
Exactly. And then on Friday, he's dancing down the 88 again because it's back down 70 points.
Seriously. So you're saying Peter's the little kid from Big Daddy, basically.
One of my favorite quotes to come out of this whole thing, there's a lot of big heads of funds, hedge funds coming out and talking. One guy, Leon Cooperman, came on to CNBC and he goes, this fair share is a bullshit concept, he shouts. It's a way of attacking the wealthy people. Yeah. Which is such a backward bullshit, like.
Oh, it's 100%. Yeah. No, it's like.
Do you remember the guy who came out and goes, hey, you don't need a stimulus check. Take your money, learn to invest.
Oh, yeah.
And then all these guys fucking took and they're like, take a step back. We're going to fuck you real quick.
Oh, yeah. No lube, by the way. That's what I wanted to talk about.
The government's like, here, hold my beer. I'm going to shut this bitch down.
Yeah. Sorry, Pat. Oh, sorry. No, but.
Get this back right and then we'll start it back up.
100% is people have so much time now, and they have, because unfortunately there's a lot of people who aren't working, so people are now starting to dive into things and realizing all the kind of like weird corrupt shit. When you're not in the rat race and you have time to look at things, you're like, holy fuck. And everybody's like, oh shit, the stock market's rigged. Hello, it's been rigged forever.
Yep.
Crypto, and if you want somebody to, a prime example is the cryptocurrency markets. The rich were so far behind. This was, again, all just, small guys on Reddit, on the internet. Yep. They're like, let's do something that's outside the financial banks. Let's make our own currency.
Yep.
These guys started to do it. They started building a more safe and secure way to transact money, transact, and with all the data and stuff.
The systems like these blockchains that they've created and are so secure that they're starting to use them for other things, which is then driving up the value of these
But then the rich came out and was like, yo, calm down. Let's get the SEC in here. You guys stop all this. Let us learn what you guys are doing. Let us come in, take over PayPal, Fidelity, Squarespace, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. JP Morgan said cryptocurrencies
the Lehman Brothers.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying is so like it's just, and again, 2020 and 2021 have been years where like I think it's really been kind of an eye-opening experience to everybody. Like you're seeing a lot of the stuff that we couldn't see because we were in the rat race.
Also, you have to look at these things in terms of like with cryptocurrencies and things like at some point, like if all these big players get involved, then there's going to be regulation that defeats the purpose of what it is.
It has legitimately. I was thinking about it like 2 days ago. I was driving and I was thinking about all of this and I thought, what is a way I can make a difference? And I was like, I guess the biggest thing is to somehow join government and do something. And I was thinking of, only because she's so, big on the internet is AOC and her stuff. And I was like,
Joe, have you never heard one of the 3 greatest lies in the world, Joe? I'm from the government. I'm here to help you.
I know. Joe's just trying to figure out.
Joe's just trying to
I think a huge problem is the government is you got a lot of old people who don't know how stuff works at this point. I mean, listening to some of these people talk about Facebook and Twitter with the stuff that was going on, they had no fucking clue. Like, it's just so. You want the best people in government, people who know stuff.
You want people on term limits is what you need. You can't have somebody riding out the fucking...
You need new blood. We need to change the oil.
The problem, though, is with like, when you look at government in general is that you have people that are writing this, that are making laws for the government, the country. They're writing like a stimulus package that's billions and billions and billions of dollars. That's what I was thinking, too. And they're doing that in a matter of weeks. Like, there are so many things that are in that package that are like, that nobody's ever going to
do. But the other problem is that 65% of Congress is 95 fucking years old.
Yes.
So they're not going to be around to fucking
none of them pay for
that check. Well, our asses are going to have to cash.
One upside to all of this, I think,
Dave Collins, something that he's like, I feel bad for you guys. You're going to have your generation's going to have to put the bill on this shit.
One of the upsides, I feel like all of this is as bad as social media can be. It's a platform for a lot of voices to be heard, and the fact that so many people are upset and making their voice heard, I think that's a great, great thing.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is that's like, it's really what I've gotten out of all this. And not that what I get out is that important, but just when I'm looking at this is our eyes are opening to things. And we've seen it. I think we're a little bit, like we've seen a lot of this. Like the stock market says bullshit. The crypto markets tanked like they did. That's such bullshit. Mm-hmm. And I think more and more people are starting to realize like, okay, hey, this is wrong. What can we do to kind of fix this?
Yeah.
Fuck the extremes on the right and the left. Let's get towards the middle. The 1% can kiss my ass. The extreme right can kiss my ass. Mm-hmm. Let's make this work so that everybody has a better, not that you're ever going to have a fair chance, but there's got to be a better
You got to balance the scales a little bit here.
Because think about it. Our retirement is in the gambling system that is the stock market.
Oh, yeah.
Guess what? I mean, that's why you need to, as you get older, you need to keep more out of the stock market.
Yeah.
100%.
No, you're 100%.
If you don't, then, it's foolish. Yeah. Like right now, I mean, I'm very aggressive because I'm young. And
here's the thing with that is before a lot of this, I think a big reason a lot of people got into this whole investing game is because Robinhood made it very accessible.
Yeah.
So there's like
they ended up getting bit in the ass, and now a lot of people hate them because of it. But I think that is one of the largest reasons. I mean, it's how I got into stocks.
They were one of the first trading companies not to offer trade free. Yeah.
Trade free. And it was just an app on your phone.
The biggest things now is like there's several companies out there that you can purchase, and I think the larger companies starting to get into too is like you can like put little money into it and buy like you're buying fractions of a share of a big play.
Everybody does that.
So I mean that's like a new concept for people. Like you could because you can't buy Amazon. The average person not buying 100 shares of Amazon at $2,000.
Well, it's like go look at Berkshire Hathaway Class A stock. I've showed Pierre this numerous times. One share costs you $330,000.
Yeah. It's no, but I like it. But then what kind of kills me is like this is a real issue, and the fucking media makes it out to be like some kind of big joke. GameStop, look at what GameStop. It's like,
that's exactly.
Can we look at the real issue?
Yeah.
The stock market is rigged, and when you figure out the cheat code, they stop the game. That's it. Like, okay, whoa.
They literally got the guide on what to do.
Yeah.
They set the game, they played it, and all of a sudden, Big Brother comes in and goes, fuck you, you're not playing anymore.
How I stated this yesterday was, it's Big Brother, Little Brother.
Yep.
And Little Brother's finally getting on Big Brother.
Yep.
And Mom comes in and says, no. This has to be even. It has to be fair. And because she kind of likes her firstborn a little better.
Mm-hmm.
So she's giving him a little bit more favoritism.
Yeah.
Where like Dad comes in and is like, no, it's Little Brother, and that's where we're hoping like.
Let him find it out. Let them figure it out.
We're hoping the government will kind of maybe make it easier, but that's never going to happen.
No. I mean, I think ultimately you need to be in charge of your own financial thing. If you're not watching yourself closely and just hoping that someone else is doing it for you, like.
No, that's 100%. That's really good advice.
You need to know that there are ups and downs. You need to watch them. And if you're in a position that you need to
that's another thing too. I think, because of the approachability that has been available because of things like Robinhood, people are getting in and they think, I buy now and I sell, in a couple of days and I've made hundreds of dollars.
Oh, that's good too, yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't look at it long term. They look at it like this whole GameStop thing. They're looking to make a quick buck real fast. And that's just really not how you should play the game in general.
I think you have a lot of money
in life.
In general, you have people that have gotten stimulus checks that maybe don't need it as much, and they're putting money into the market because the market's booming right now, and they're going to be left with a bitter taste when it resets, because naturally it will reset at some point.
Something I saw is that you may be getting a stimulus check that you shouldn't be getting, and I'm like, oh my god, now it's on you to be like, now you have to like look and see if you should have been getting it.
I would argue that I got one that I shouldn't have gotten.
Same with me.
I think more people. I think that whole entire thing is for people to see, to make sure they get the right amount, like, because there are limits on where you're supposed to get and everything and whatnot. So that's why they're probably bringing that up, is to make sure that you get the correct amount is more like.
But a lot of people
not getting shortchanged.
I read an article that a lot of people are getting more money than they should, and then a couple months down the line, the government's gonna be asking for that money back, and this is money that people are gonna be spending.
No,
they're not asking for it back.
That was the article I read about.
At least what they're saying now is they're not asking.
Because I didn't file my 9th return when they sent the first ones out. I got more than I should have been entitled to, for sure.
Oh, nice.
There we go. We're editing that part of the podcast right there.
Pat's buying dinner tonight. That's what I'm hearing.
Pat's going to jail.
I bought some 12-year Weller for everybody to try.
All I know is that we can all agree that they should never fucking allow them to start trading GameStop again, because my stocks were doing great on Thursday, and then all of a sudden,
you're 100. Dude, I thought the same. When I saw you say that, I was like, I'm glad it wasn't just me that got.
There's your cheat code. Stop letting them buy and sell GameStop. With my stock,
it is kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy. Here's one last real quick thing is, I did hear a comment on Tesla. Tesla's been kind of doing the same thing, like kind of like just been going bonkers.
Well,
and because a lot of people have shorted Tesla.
Yeah.
It keeps kind of, and they didn't stop that. But because Tesla's part of some of the big boys, they didn't want to fuck with Tesla. Where GameStop's like kind of on and on.
Tesla's a ton of funds.
Yeah,
for sure.
So they didn't want to fuck with it. But at the same time, it's like you can't. Like that's the problem. You can't continue to.
I wonder what Tesla. Not to get too tangent here, but with Tesla, like you look at this, like the current, like GM announced this week that by 2035 they want to have all electric lineup. They don't want.
I think about this too, Pat. Yeah.
Like so, Tesla right now, Tesla is a leader, but once these big companies like Ford and GM,
and they put a little luxury into it,
and when they adjust it down,
they can get it out faster than
what
Tesla does.
Well, I mean, there's two things. Like the question is that really feasible? Because the cobalt and all the supplies that are needed for these high end batteries, like they don't know if they can mass produce them yet at that point and that level that quickly at least. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But, like, to think that Tesla is going to be, like, unchallenged forever, that's a big way that's going to happen.
Yeah. Just kind of going back to.
And they're not, and one last thing. They're not so far ahead of everybody that they're running away with it. Like,
To be fair, though, they had all the secrets and they let everyone have it. Yeah. I mean, they were the only electric, like, the only possible company
not like
to
these
have
diesel or gasoline jagoffs who've been holding back.
Oh yeah, I mean he literally
electric and hydro and water and all these types of different cars.
Yeah,
why wouldn't they?
Well, I'm sure Elon Musk doesn't.
But that's exactly
doesn't care if Tesla goes under as long as he can push the agenda of the electric car, getting it out there. Like,
that was his whole thing. Like he had all these copyrights and all these patents.
He's also the most richest man in the world currently.
Well, yeah, because of this. Yes. But he's done. I mean, he didn't have to put out those patents. The whole reason we had the Leaf, the Nissan Leaf, and all this other shit is because he put it out there.
Yeah. 100%.
He put it out there. Then a year later, all of a sudden, all these cars are doing these hybrid electric things now because of him.
No, I know. I listen. I was thinking the same thing as. My car has 120,000 miles on it, and I'm thinking, bitch, if you could just hold out for 3 or 4 years, just hold out. We'll get a nice electric.
You're gonna have that. You're gonna have that fucking box shape.
All the choices.
All that. But you're gonna have that box shape. Tesla truck.
Yeah.
That looks like a fucking warthog from Halo.
I mean, next year,
gonna be the first person with the all-wheel drive electric car. Goddamn.
Yeah. I mean, next year next year they're putting out a hybrid F-150. I mean, they're getting there.
Yeah. No, they had
the Bronco
and the Hummer. The Hummer's
I haven't seen the Hummer. I've heard about it.
The Bronco.
No, I don't like the Bronco. You know what? Bronco's got to be metal.
I like that Bronco.
Do you know how much the Hummer?
I like the look of the Bronco.
I don't know
the boxiness.
The old school one, not the newer one.
The newer one, I don't like it, Joe. It looks like a toy car.
Katrina's mom, I think, has one.
Okay, I can see that.
But, I mean, listen, it's to everybody's own.
Oh, I love the old
school Bronco that you're never gonna be able to get. Like
the 70s one that won't pass any type of EPA test or anything like that.
They don't get tested at all. When you're at certain years, your car doesn't get tested anymore.
Oh, that's nice. But also,
Katie had one of those.
Like the old muscle car.
No, she had an old car that you didn't need to get.
Yeah. You didn't after a certain point, your car doesn't need to get tested anymore.
Here's a great little.
Well, anybody know how much the new all electric Hummer costs?
Probably about like $97,000.
$120,000. I have no idea.
Joe's close. $114,000.
Oh my god!
Why would you ever put
that
much money into a car?
The Hummer has never been an approachable car. I know they did the H2 and the H3, but it's not the same car.
Yeah, but
it's just basically a toy car version
that looked like the
but now it looks more like a Jeep. Yeah. But now it's almost like a Jeep, really, the way you look at it publicly.
Yeah.
On a very separate note, going back to the podcast a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about Eugene Goodman, the guy who saved the Capitol by leading all those people.
Yes, yeah.
Man got promoted. Following week, he's escorting Kamala Harris.
Yeah,
I know.
That's so awesome.
That was all because of us, by the way.
Yes.
We put him on the spotlight.
Hey, you're welcome.
You're welcome, Eugene.
You're welcome.
Eugene, you didn't want to say it, but you're welcome.
So, Chris.
Eugene, whenever you want to be on the podcast, you're more
Come on, baby. Let's talk about how Joe had the opportunity to get a new fan yesterday asking you about whiskey.
Oh,
and
man.
Joe threw a big
I was so on the spot and so caught off guard by that situation.
Oh yeah, Joe was like, especially in this situation. Danger. I need
especially in this situation, you're like, it's all messed up. You're like, get out of here.
That's another thing too. It was the COVID thing, and I was like, I don't want to be, That guy was so funny. So that situation, I go to Binny's at downtown.
Not relevant.
I don't know which one, but.
It's
close to...
No, which Benny's is not relevant.
Listen, I want to know. He wants to know it. So maybe
the people want to know where
they can see Joseph.
Yeah. I digress.
Fuck the people.
And
whoa.
These are
Pavlich does not express the opinions or natures of this podcast.
Thank you, Chris. Okay, go ahead, Joe. We're sorry, we keep cutting.
So we I get into this the Binny's, and it's close to 9:00. So it's the whole you got to get in and out.
Going, yep.
So I'm looking for Penelope, this bourbon that I really, really love.
Yeah.
Not the barrel strength, but the 4 grain.
Yeah. I'm going with the 4 grain.
Have you tried this one yet, Joe?
I just had it and it is strong. Yeah. And, I do like it.
This is what got us real hot last week before we're not even noticing, but
yeah.
I noticed the last 20 minutes we were getting hot.
So,
I had no idea.
I get there and I get into the whiskey aisle and it's a smaller Binny's because it's downtown. And I'm looking for this tall. It's a very signature looking bottle. It's very tall, almost like a wine bottle.
It was on the Instagram last week.
That's what I said today.
Almost like a wine bottle. And I'm looking for it. Don't see it. It's a small place. I go to the other side of the aisle. Nothing. Now, when I first walk into this aisle, there's a man, shaved head. He's got his mask on. He's got a vest, much like Pat Lynch. And there's a dog that looks like the dog from the dog Lady from Lady and the Tramp. just on the ground. No, he's got, I don't know what the fuck the dog is, but I'll say she's got a leash, but it's just nobody's holding it. So I'm like, I don't know if this is this guy's dog. I'm trying to look at this while trying to be respectful of this guy. Not trying to step on the dog.
And not get bit.
Yeah. All in a matter of like 5 minutes so I can get my liquor and get out.
Whiskey.
Yeah. So walk around the aisle, come back, and then the guy comes to me and he goes, do you know anything about whiskey? And I was just having a conversation with Sarah about having knowledge of stuff, but like never wanting to be the one to be like, yeah, I know the answer, because I'm just not that type of person. I go, I guess depending on who you know, I may know more than them. So he goes, I'm looking for something
where I would just bullshit my way through it.
Yeah, he goes, I'm looking.
I know everything there's no.
I'm looking for bourbon. I'm looking for something sweet. And I was like, oh. You gotta try Penelope.
No, Jim Beam.
You gotta try Henry McKenna. I was like, you're not gonna find him here. That's what I'm looking for tonight. You're not gonna find him here because it's in the city. Very small selection. Not to mention those are hard to find to begin with.
Good luck finding McKenna. I haven't seen McKenna since we've bought it.
Didn't even think to talk about the podcast and how much we talk about whiskey. But I did feel good knowing that I could give him some knowledge. Yeah. And it was a cool moment. The guy the dog was his, even though it was like 6 feet away, and he wasn't.
Love dogs and biddies.
This one.
Yeah, I mean.
And his name.
Tell him no.
His dog's name was Gromit, and he was a bald-headed man, and I can only assume his name was Wallace, much like the cartoon. So
he's probably not listening to the podcast. So if you are, send us an email.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? So the interactions with people. I was telling Chris I had a story last week. We went to saw McGregor Poirier fight. And, which was fun. We made some money on the fight before that, so that was nice. Kind of felt bad for McGregor. He looks a little old, so he's got to make a decision. But
he's old.
The interesting thing with him is,
I didn't notice that until he got knocked out. I didn't. He
wasn't walking straight. His stance was normal.
I think,
and ring rust.
I think a big part of it was ring rust because he hadn't fought in a long time. Yep. The interesting thing with him though is if he can recover, he's only got 2 more fights on his contract. Yeah. He's in the making to be one of the biggest free agents in mixed martial arts history.
Well, he's got to go win some.
But he lost this, and that totally tanked a lot of those things. Yeah. But if he was a stock, he'd be going down.
So we're at this
short of McGregor.
So we're in like a suburban kind of, not a hodunk, but it's
not really suburban. It's in the city.
Oh, that's true, but it's more
technically, but it's like right on the edge of like
as close as you can get without being in the city.
Yeah. This felt like if you go to fucking
Christ, I'm trying to give it a fucking address to this place. You're like, it's not relevant. Now you're playing nitty gritty on one side of the street is a suburb and the other's not. If you go to like
Harbor Springs, that bar feels like kind of like a Harbor Springs, kind of like a little bit more of a not a country, but like more of a I don't know, like an older crowd, like or it's either really old or it's really young. And
a lot of cops frequent there.
Yes, which isn't a problem. Like it was a fine bar. The problem was no one, no waitresses, no bartenders, no one was fucking wearing masks. No one was 6 feet apart.
That's not true. The 3 of us are there.
So. Yeah,
3 out of like 150 people.
Yes. So
I just want to specify we were wearing masks. All right,
and not like listen. If you're not cool with masks, that's fine. But like, let's maybe not in public. Like, just be somewhat considerate. Whatever. That's not the point of the story. So after the McGregor fight. We're trying to close out, having a hard time. And everybody's kind of shocked by how McGregor ended. I go in to use the washroom. And a bunch of these people are like literally sitting in the middle of the washroom, like discussing the fight. And I was like, and no mask, no nothing. I'm the only one with a mask. So that also makes me a little nervous. Like, hey, what the fuck? Why are you wearing a mask type of deal? So I go.
Could be a Michigan situation. Yeah. So big burly guy telling you, what the fuck wear a mask?
So I go to the side.
The face is ugly. I'm trying to cover it up.
3 of the guys left. The remaining 2 were 2 very fucking Irishmen.
Oh, I heard that guy. They're early in the bathroom.
Very fucking Irishmen. Lucky Charms. Like, where's the Lucky Charms, my friends? Oh. And I was like, oh, fuck. I'm in there, and they're pissed. And they're like, no, McGregor should have won. What the fuck? And I'm like, oh, if I go fucking wash my hands, I'm about to fucking fight. I'm going to have to knock these guys out like McGregor got knocked out. And I don't even feel worse for him. But I'm literally standing there, and had to been like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm not going over there.
The only great thing about this whole entire story is those Irish guys had to be like 5'8" because
I looked down on them. I saw them earlier.
That's the only chance Peter had with 2 of them.
I saw them earlier.
I would have gone. No, that's why I didn't go over to wash my hands. I was like, fuck it, I'm not getting in the middle of this. They're gonna ask me a question. I got a mask on. They're not wearing masks. It's about to be World War III if I go over.
They're part of the NRA.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
my last name McGraw. It's Protestant or Catholic. Hey. They'll decide, and I'll have to fight him.
But we were talking about McGregor last week. Also, very, very courteous again in defeat, as we indicated he would be if he did lose.
Yeah, absolutely.
True. Yeah.
I thought that was so great because I wasn't on the last podcast, but I thought that was so great. You guys called that to a T, and he 100% was a very gracious man.
Yep.
He wasn't very aggressive towards Poirier to begin with. Like they had at the weigh-in.
But that's what we've been talking about is he's
lost his edge a little bit.
He's so settled in life because he's fucking goddamn gazillionaire.
Oh yeah.
He's got a beautiful wife, got a beautiful kid, has a second kid on the way. He's so settled in life that like this is why like they're thinking like, hey, it might be better.
Well, Dana White said it after the fight. Is like Dana White's a big Rocky fan. This is kind of his like Rocky 3 moments. Like, hey, do you want to really get back?
You want to get back in there with the big ass Russian? You want to
or you want out? Yeah. You want out. That's the fourth one with the Russian, but
no. I mean, like after.
Oh, you're right with Mr. T.
Oh, you're talking. He's talking about
Mr. T.
Mr. T. Mr. T.
I'm thinking, but I'm thinking the part is
Rocky 3 is where he's like doing celebrity with Hulk Hogan,
but he gets Apollo Creed as his manager in the middle of it.
Yeah,
but I was thinking afterwards, like does he want to stay? Does he want after he beats Mr. T? Do you want to retire? Do you want to?
Yeah.
Kind of like get in the ring with the big scary.
Let's hope it doesn't go to Rocky 4 where he's having a fight in the street.
Or 5.
No, that's 5.
Or that's 5, my bad.
4 was the Russian one.
And then
4 was okay.
6
he already lost. He did
6
4.
Was he came out of retirement, and 7 was when he trained, and then they go to Creed.
So he did. So in 4, he already did 4 because he already lost the Russian. So we're skipping around with him.
Yeah. Gotcha.
All right. Well, I mean, the biggest thing I was gonna start the podcast was I was gonna sing you happy birthday. But you had to throw all the F-bombs out there.
Who are you talking to?
The old man on
Oh, me.
It's your birthday. Did you already forget?
Oh, really?
Did you already forget?
Did you old age.
It's
old age shit.
You don't look half as bad as most people at 35.
I know, right?
It's pretty ridiculous. Who did I see that was like 31? And I was like, God.
We found out that Mike Glennon was 31 today, and none of us believed that crap.
I still don't believe it.
Yeah.
I think
that's a rat.
Mike Glenn's is a quarterback.
Former Bears quarterback.
That's fake news. That is a false birth certificate for sure.
So for Chris's birthday, we got Moosehead, which is actually the first beer that we drank on the podcast together.
Was it?
And Patrick.
It's a champion.
I got it because I know Chris likes it. That's why.
Absolutely.
And Patrick got I really like this. A Weller 12-year.
What do you think, Chris, the 12-year?
I like it a lot, actually.
It's quite good. I like it as well.
I still got to finish this stuff.
Joe's a podcast behind still.
I'm a podcast behind. I wanted to try the Penelope barrel strength. This is so
smooth. It is insanely smooth. Like I'm going to try it without.
It's got like a nice little like. It's if you smell it, it kind of smells like almost like maple syrup.
Yeah.
And then you drink it, you get like a little peppery taste at the beginning, and then it gets really sweet. It's got a nice little sweet aftertaste.
We had another Weller, didn't we?
He is.
With the lower version of this one.
Okay.
Why is it? What's the difference between the green and the black?
I think the green one is like a reserve. It's like a couple years. This is a 12-year age. That one's like only a few years.
So that's a 10-year, right?
No, I don't know if it's 10 years.
I think it's like 3 or 4 only.
Yeah, Chris schooled me last night. Like we were talking about all different types of bourbons and whiskeys, and there's one that's like worth like $10,000 or $17,000. But at
least like on the website that I
found. The Eagle plays
on a secondhand market.
Eagle Rare or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But the earlier versions, like the 3.7 or whatever, it's very valuable. Yeah. You can just grab it. And I was like, Chris, why don't you? Yes. I'm like, Chris, why don't we just grab that and then age it for a second?
Not the same way.
He's like, dumb. It has to be in the fucking
barrel.
The barrel for it to be. I was like,
That's the interesting thing. Whiskey needs to be in the barrel where wine, at least the high end,
because otherwise we'd have a bottle of
age in the bottle.
Or
Johnny Walker Blue right now.
Yeah,
aging process.
Yeah, that's why that Johnny Walker didn't taste that great.
Yeah.
We still need to finish that.
We definitely do.
You brought up. I was talking about this. You brought up a great point that we have now bought so many bottles of whiskey between the 4 of us that we need to stop buying new whiskey and finish the stuff that we got.
I basically have an advent calendar and half at this point. Almost mine.
Oh, I know.
Bottles.
I still have dreams of the advent calendar.
We have a bunch of buddies now, and our like we're starting to see on or on Instagram again. We're at Podcast SMP for Instagram, Twitter at Podcast SMP, and
reach out to Pat Lynch. He's really missing.
He's really missing
interaction.
The SMP podcast at gmail.com. Shoot Pat an email. Tell him that you don't like his Weller his moveset, whatever.
His face, his personality, whatever you want. Whatever you want.
All the above. All the above.
But the nice thing is, though, with Instagram, and this is what one of the nice things about social media is, we're just meeting a bunch of different people, talking to a bunch of people that we would never have the opportunity. The guys who started Penelope, we have a very small relationship, but it's very cordial.
It is nice. It's so cordial. Nice. Yeah. I mean,
you have a nice open dialogue.
Yeah. Not being a big social media person like previously.
Yeah.
It's so. I think that's one of the great things about social media that you can just a company like this can reach out and be like, "Hey, happy you're," and that means so much.
Yeah. So
it really does.
I have two things on that. One is when we hashtag bourbon and stuff, we get to see a lot of people who are doing kind of the same things that we are.
Yeah.
And they're posting pictures of whiskeys that we don't know about. We're posting pictures of our whiskey that they, and there's a great dialogue back and forth, which is awesome. Because, and that means is we're meeting people who are as fascinated. I didn't know that. I thought we just had a drinking problem. No, there's a ton of people.
We do have a drinking problem.
You're right. But there are a ton of people, like Mike. Mike is.
We're amongst many people with drinking problems.
Hell yeah. Especially in the pandemic.
We actually have several bottles that we haven't even tried yet in there that are unopened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I have several bottles at home that I got recently that, you haven't tried.
So I haven't, so if this guy listens to the podcast, I do apologize. We on Instagram, we have a message from a guy who's an inventor up in Canada. And he wants us to buy one of his inventions and then try it and review it on the podcast. I keep forgetting to respond to him. He's got a,
this is on Instagram?
Yes. So he's got it's in our messages, but we haven't accepted yet. But it's a cap for your beer, like your beer can. And we're the type of guys that don't open beers and then just fucking need them for tomorrow. Like, you finish the fucking beer. You're not going to bed until you finish that beer. Or you give it to one of your buddies like, hey, I can't do this. And then you get you get your balls kicked around a little bit.
Either way the beer's getting finished.
Yeah. We don't, we're not saving a beer for tomorrow.
I think Katrina brought that up once, about something like, hey, you guys just get a cover for the beer. Like Katrina, if I open a beer, it's getting finished.
Yeah. Can you go? But yeah, so it's like, and I feel bad. Like this guy, he's trying to reach out, and I haven't just not done a good enough job to kind of reach back out to him. But because I feel bad, but I think it's just.
God damn it!
I think it's just one of those. Hey, can you calm down over there?
We're trying to do a podcast.
Davis just opened the door in my face.
Oh, just way to ruin the podcast.
Don't worry, if you've seen his face, nothing's been damaged.
Chaos, absolute chaos.
It's true.
A bunch of amateurs, unprofessional amateurs.
How are we supposed to do this? But so I'm going to reach out to him, and we'll get the name of it, and we'll let you guys know. I think he's just looking for sales, honestly.
Hey, why not?
Why not, right?
I do like the Weller 12 more than the Penelope barrel strength.
Oh yeah, this is great. I gotta have this. I gotta try this without.
I actually enjoyed that.
I'm not saying I don't not like this.
That
I just like this more. I like the Weller 12 more.
They can keep that. You guys can keep the Penelope cast. Me and Joe will do the 4-grain.
I'm so happy I didn't buy this though, because it's not something I can drink like that.
No,
the Penelope 4-grain is great.
That's more of a sipping whiskey.
Yeah,
once in a while,
that's a cigar type of whiskey.
You know what though? It's a sipping whiskey for rare occasions.
Yeah, that's what I said last weekend.
And I like a sipping whiskey that I
like to drink.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is you said that it looked like a wine bottle. And it does.
It's very tall.
Pat
it's a very tall, slim bottle.
And, which I will pay him for.
No, he won't.
And it was nice to have like a wine bottle. Like it looks like a wine bottle. I could just imagine myself bringing this beautiful fucking Penelope to like a party and women trying to try it like a wine.
So Penelope, we're plugging the hell out of you guys. Come on, give us some free stock, baby.
Are you guys wine people at all?
No.
Out of curiosity,
no.
Sarah's a big wine person.
Yeah, we know.
I am not a wine person in the least. If I do wine, it's something red. I don't like the lighter.
I like a white wine if I do white wine.
Yeah, like almost like fruit juice. Like I'll take it. But I know that sounds really bad.
I want the juicy juice of wine.
Yeah, it's like the white, like one that tastes like the white grape juice. That's what I want. If I'm gonna have to drink wine, here's the problem: is because I'm not a big vinegar fan, and I get the sourish vinegar to red wine. To me personally, I get that that's not if you're tasting really good wine, there's probably something to it or whatever. And I've always thought about it because you want to be that sophisticated guy who gets a bottle of wine at dinner with your steak and you're drinking a nice glass. I would rather have a fucking Coors Light.
I think it comes. I'm the Ron Swanson at the table. You just get yourself a nice scotch or a nice bourbon to finish with your steak. And
give me, you know what? I'll
something that punches you in your esophagus. That's what Chris.
But I also think it's one of those things. Like when we first started drinking bourbon, like
that's
I couldn't tell the difference. I couldn't tell the difference.
Normal Chris will just be like, "Hey, give me a Coors Light and Old Style and let me enjoy myself."
But I think the more you drink different things, the more you realize what's good and what's bad. Like when you taste, like even with bourbons, like think about like when you first started, like now you can tell.
We started with. Sorry to cut you off that, but we started with this
road.
Doesn't
matter. He does it to everyone.
Yeah, he does. This road started with fucking Pappy. That's my road with. I was never a hard liquor guy.
Yeah.
My road started with Pappy, and I was like, "Oh shit, Chris is on something."
Wasn't it McKenna?
No,
I got the Pappy.
It was Pat or Chris that got the
I'll never forget. I was sicker than a dog, and I could barely breathe, and that shit opened me up so much. I was like, "Woo, baby!"
That video, we gotta find that video. We should put it out on. Yeah, we should put it out on the Instagram.
Yeah, it's on my.
I can breathe fire.
It's on my Google Drive. Yeah,
dude, I love looking at old pictures of Joe. He's such a he looks so young.
I felt like when I shaved, minus the fact that I had gained some weight, but I was like, oh man, when I like don't have any scruff, I go straight back to that.
No, I know. Yeah,
like 100% straight back to that.
I can see that. 45. Good job, Pat. What was I going to say? So okay, let's recap. We had Moosehead. We've had Weller 12. This is really. I honestly appreciate you sharing this.
Yeah.
In opening this Weller, he probably could have gotten at least 100 for this.
You know what's interesting though? The Weller cap. It's a metal cap. It's not a cork.
The other one's a metal one too.
Yeah. It's not a cork. It's a screw off cap.
They don't put a cork until like the upper levels, I don't believe, for whatever reason.
I don't know. It is a 12 here. It's very delicious. Really it's a little more expensive, but
damn it. You know what I'm going to do for you, Joe, next week? So let's talk a little bit about the NFL. What you guys think for next week? Because they won't.
Up. I was on that Aaron Rodgers train like a madman, and I fucked up.
You know what? If you would have been here last week, I was going to.
You got to know that Aaron Rodgers never wins NFC Championship games.
I was going to bet you a shot because I had the feeling Tampa Bay was going to win last week.
Yeah.
But who knows?
I'll be 100% honest. Once it got into the playoffs, I had done zero to no research at that point. I didn't anticipate. I really didn't anticipate having to pick. What did he say?
No.
Were you doing research before then?
I was doing some research. Yeah, a little bit.
Joe said he's done like on the last 3.
Does anybody? Okay, I'm sorry. I want to cut the NFL talk. Does anybody fucking listen to Your Mom's House or Two Bears One Cave?
No.
You guys who know Tom Segura is?
Yeah.
I also just realized that this shirt, he's wearing this shirt, it's not going to go before you point that out.
Me too. Yeah. How funny is that? That is an awesome shirt.
This is one of the ones I bought. I bought this. I bought a sweater, and I bought a couple of.
Ooh, it's a nice fabric too.
It fits so nice.
It's a nice fabric.
It's really nice, and I mean, okay,
yeah.
It fits nice in the shoulders. It fits nice in the chest, and then it's not like tight in the stomach.
Your Mom's House merch is some good shit. I can't wait to get our blue fucking hats.
Dude, I bought 2 hats. Yep. I bought a sweater, and I bought 2 shirts. I can't wait.
You know, spoiler alert, we're working on shirts for the Saturday Night Pregame podcast. Mm-hmm. So, and these are going to be giveaways. If you're a listener, reach out to us at either at Podcast SMP, at Podcast MP.
No, we got to do like a hashtag thing.
Yes. Hashtag us, yes.
Yeah. And that way we can search
figure it out. But we're going to have some shirts, and you guys are going to want them because they're going to look great.
Yeah.
And if they don't, go fuck yourself.
I'll tell you what, they may not look great. They will be comfy as fuck.
So here we go. We need Joe's lock of the century.
Oh, I thought we were going to give him at least another week for that.
Well, no, because I would like to give him for the Super Bowl. Okay, you know what? Here, let's give our first thoughts, and we'll decide next week. You're right. That's probably good. I apologize.
Yeah, because we still have a week. There's not much. Yeah.
I think so, and I think we should do some fun prop bets. So hey, how about this week we work on fun prop bets? Okay. We'll do like the coin toss. Maybe we'll do like what color is the Gatorade for the winner.
How long the national anthem's gonna go for?
Okay, this is gonna sound so stupid. I haven't really been paying attention to the Super Bowl in terms of
Pat, you can play with the
non-sport stuff. In terms of the non-sport stuff, but do we know who's doing?
Pat Lynch's boy is
get the fuck out! Who? He's doing the national anthem.
Eric Church. Pat Lynch's boy is singing the national anthem.
Who's doing the halftime show?
Oh, the weekend. No, it's the weekend. The weekend with his fucked up face. Oh, I know. But here we go. Hey, so tomorrow I'm going to work on the square.
Listen, I like the weekend. Now it's starting to get weird, and he's got a message, and that's fine. But I just
Eric Church's videos
are so weird.
You're right, because he's very like more left leaning.
Yeah,
it does.
Can I ask? Okay, so the right. I hate to take this back to politics, but I just had a question, and then we can step away. Like the right has like the Proud Boys and all that.
We have Antifa.
Oh, that's it. Okay, so the left is Antifa. Okay,
I'm just kidding.
I'm in the middle.
No.
I'm not on either side.
Not to say I'm on the left side.
I do not support Peter McGraw's views.
No. My question was.
All right, wait. Let's all shut up so we can cut that. No, I'm just kidding.
No, my question was what is the extreme?
How about them Cowboys?
What is the extreme on the left
middle?
side?
We don't know.
On the left side.
Well,
it's
like
Antifa. No, so you're
socialism.
either bitching at Antifa or the Proud Boys.
Joe, you already said that you want to be like AOC, so you're Antifa.
That's the middle left, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm all about the sexy Pepsi party.
Hey.
His my fans only is
lots of
skyrocketing me cash.
Lots of ass in that party.
We're going to another podcast. If you guys listen to The Fighter and the Kids, one of the girls on there, Kat, she started my OnlyFans just for her feet. She's about to just for her feet. She's gonna this year alone. She could make up to $100,000 just doing videos with her feet.
I'm telling you, if I was a girl, I would be whoring myself out on OnlyFans.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And all you have to do is
I'd be selling feet. I'd be selling used panties. I'd be selling socks. I'd be doing all. You want, and listen.
Talk about equal rights.
I'm just going to put this out there right now.
Bullshit. I want equal rights in that.
If you're into guy stuff, hey, hit a message up. I'll send you some stuff.
Yeah.
Boy, this really went off the
rails. There is no market for men on that.
No, if you want Joe's old socks, we'll sell you some old socks.
Old socks, used underwear. You got it. Yep. I'll sell it.
What the fuck?
There are videos. You could go to TikTok where a woman.
Why are we going so off topic here?
She was running. She was on a run. Yeah. What topic is it? What topic are we running?
I don't know. But I don't know how we get to this point. It's my question.
You went to go feed the cat.
You ass.
This is your fault. You went to go feed the cat and fuck the whole thing up.
I was trying to get the cat's attention for Lauren over there.
No,
right?
you like Sexy Pepsi's my OnlyFans.
Yes,
you're the one who brought this shit up, asshead.
So let's
get that immediately.
Let's get back to the real situation. There was a woman on TikTok who went on a run. Some dude stopped his car. She should never stop to talk to this dude.
Oh, I saw this.
He's like, I will give you $50 for your socks right now.
Yes.
And she's like, cash? Gave her $50 for her socks. I don't know what that...
Here's why this happens. Men are freaks.
Yep.
And women only do it in private. They're never going to have the gall to say... They're never going to have the gall to do it in public.
Yep.
Men have no decency whatsoever.
So, if you listen to this podcast... What did you do with those socks? I'm kind of curious to see what.
I don't know. I
don't know. Maybe put it on your hand to do some things with your hand, Pat.
Oh,
the fuck are you thinking he's doing?
I don't want to know. I don't care if he's listening to the podcast or not. I don't want to know what he's doing with said socks.
Just find it weird.
Pat, you're so naive. What the fuck you think he's doing with them socks? He's got a hole. He's making a fucking big old picture for him.
He's got
Buffalo building up there.
He's got like a Hey Arnold. Like
he's got a shrine to all the women's socks.
Exactly. He's got that like Hey Arnold shrine, but for him, it's a woman going Helga G. Pataki with it in his closet.
I guess I'm just a basic guy when it comes to.
You're a basic bitch. We get it.
Here's a question. If
you
have a
vanilla
daughter,
motherfucker.
Wait. If you have a daughter, and she's only selling her like pictures of her feet, videos of her feet, maybe her socks, her underwear. And she's making $100,000. Are you upset? Are you like, do you?
I would, in 100% honesty, I would let her do it, but I tell her, listen, be careful. Don't do anything that would possibly get you swatted or, what's the other word for when they know where you live?
Yeah.
I mean,
stalker?
Not that. I mean, but basically,
somebody exposes it online.
It's not boxed. Is it boxed? Doxed. That's what it is. Yeah, you don't want to get doxed where you're putting out information where people know.
How do you know these words?
This is a huge thing.
This guy turns 35 and he forgets where he is.
I don't know what it is.
No. The only reason
I don't know. I've never heard of any of these words.
There've been, and I don't know this on a female basis.
We're gonna go to class.
I do know there've been many a YouTuber or streamer who put stuff
out,
or vloggers like Casey Neistat.
But no, I've heard of like people getting like their information out there and stuff like that. But I've never heard these terms before.
The biggest one is the guy who used to do like the pranks with his wife, Raymond or Ramon or something like that. The FBI got involved. People were hacking his security system. They were taking pictures of his security cameras inside his house.
Yes, very serious stuff.
And it's all because, they're putting out a lot of videos, but people are picking up like, oh, I recognize this landmark. It's got to be here.
Much like Joe Rogan had some issues.
Much like Pat Lynch's. fucking talking about shit in other places that.
They're not going to find my house from this stuff.
No, they're not. But
if they do, that's very impressive.
But in these videos, people are putting out information.
I wouldn't put that test out there. But here's the thing:
Pat
Lynch ain't shit, and he's got nothing.
Yeah, email us at the S&P podcast, and we'll tell you where Pat Lynch lives.
Wait, the S&P podcast @gmail.com, and
maybe throw you a few little hints.
And we'll send you a pair of Joe socks.
Yep.
Which nobody really wants.
I just tossed out a pair. Got 2 things.
And if you guys, and if you're really special, we'll give you some of Pepsi's underwear.
Oh
shit!
He's not using it.
The funny part is, socks with holes. It depends on the size of the hole, Joe. It really depends on the size of the hole.
Yeah.
And if it's
because socks are so expensive, you can't buy a new pair.
I will work it to get that hole to any gauge you want.
Yeah,
just let me know. Yeah. Hit me up.
Good God.
Hit me up.
This is going off the rails, really?
No, it's just all joking. You're supposed to have some fun with this. And Pat Lynch, he's got a fucking regimen he wants to stick to. NFL.
He's very tight. He's very tight right now.
You know what? It's those tight people in public that are
scary.
Absolute.
Scary.
Why'd you get a second cat? Huh? What you doing?
He needs a new one. He needs a younger cat.
I'm sorry, Pat. That was stupid. I apologize. Anyways, so okay,
I'm saving a cat from the street.
Let's talk Super Bowl though, because I know the teams that are playing.
Yep. Tom Brady versus. Okay, so
Tom Brady and the Tom Brady Buccaneers.
Yep.
So, I'm sorry.
The Kansas City Chiefs.
I thought you were making
home team.
But, so wait, is it in Tampa?
Yep,
or is it?
It's in Tampa.
So they have the Tampa and Tampa. How
did that happen? I thought it was always in.
No, they pick a Rams every year.
Of course, the first fucking year that a team that was in the city that the Super Bowl in, they can't have the fans there. I've always wanted to see that.
What are you talking about? They're gonna have fans.
Not like it's gonna be
ridiculous.
But they're in their healthcare workers all across the country.
Did you hear?
So they changed it up just for healthcare workers. I heard about that.
It's healthcare workers that have been inoculated. They've been invited to the.
Did you hear about the COVID sniffing dogs for the NBA? Oh my God!
Did you hear about the new China COVID test?
Oh yeah.
Oh what?
Oh no. So the new China COVID test is woohoo!
The swab of your asshole.
Get the fuck out! Really?
Go to TMZ right now.
No. We'll look it up. That's ridiculous.
Moon River. Get out of here.
They show you how it works with a dummy on the.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's ridiculous. It's on TMZ. Yeah. Oh, it is.
So dumb.
Well, listen. Can you imagine?
It works.
Can you imagine that line? Can you get the line, sir? All right, then. Okay, next person.
It's quick and easy.
Grab them ankles, boy.
I hear it's quick and easy.
Bend over, make your knees touch your elbows.
Jesus. No, thank you. Well, we've had a lot of sexual innuendos today, guys.
That's a good place to end it.
I think it's a good. Wait. So let's just get predictions today before anything. Where do you think, Chris, for Super Bowl?
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to go.
Chiefs as well, yeah.
I'm thinking Tom's going to get. I think Tom wants to stick
want Tom to get.
Do you know that Tom?
I'll be 100% honest. I want Tom to get.
Do you know that Tom?
I like Andy Reid so much.
As a former Andy Reid lookalike.
Cosplayer?
Yes. I'm going with my boy.
Also, Chris, so many compliments on how you looked at golfing in the snow. If you haven't seen that picture or that video of Chris.
Up on Instagram.
It's on Instagram at Podcast Listen.
Did you guys?
Not that we're looking for followers or anything. We're throwing you guys out there.
Do you guys know that Tom Brady almost changed his number to 7 because he's going for his 7th championship ring? He wanted to change his number to 7 in Tampa Bay.
Oh.
What's
anybody know his number?
12.
TB12.
That's his TB12. That's like his brand now that he came out with.
I didn't know we're all fucking Tom Brady.
The only reason I know is he put out some like pajama type stuff.
Yes.
And got so much shit.
Drew the Rock, the Rock line.
Yeah.
What did he blue hell? What's wrong with you, Tom?
That's the only reason I know about it.
The Penosaurus Rex is flowing.
Yeah.
You can't cage the dinosaur.
What like?
Next.
Good God.
Again. And honestly, this is probably one of those ones where it's not as much whiskey. Like, I think there was one glass each.
I'm not drunk at all, and this is going.
We're having fun. Here's
you gotta come back hard and quick.
Hard in the paint, baby. We're gonna come back to the Night Stalker. We got to talk about. I really want to talk about the Tiger Woods documentary.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's on the list. It's on the list.
You got a week.
And next week we're gonna have some props. And we're gonna have some squares. We're gonna talk about our square. I'm gonna have the square chart out tomorrow, and then it's gonna be open to anybody who wants to.
But the squares you buy it and then you randomly assign it later on.
Yeah, no. So I'm going to send it out tomorrow. I want to do it for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Stop trying to ruin everybody's fun here.
Joe, why did Joe laugh?
Are we letting the people in the podcast join the square?
If you want to hit us up, we're going to give. Listen, honestly, I'll tweet this out tomorrow morning. We're going to give 2 listeners. Anybody here, just shoot us, and it'll be free for you. We'll cover the in. So if you win big. Shoot us an email and a like on Instagram, and you'll be in. Joe, why were you laughing at
Lauren Davis? You cannot do that.
Oh, because last night I was getting in my car and I was about to drive home.
That's
and it was right after.
I had so much to talk. Yeah,
it was right after. I talked to you and you're like, "Hey, be safe getting home."
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of carjackings in Chicago right now.
I really wanted to talk about this,
and
because I don't understand. So my only thing is, and I'm cutting you off, but is I read the articles to understand what they're doing with the cars. It's all a joyride. It's one car to the next car.
Well, when a couple of years ago, my mom was driving my uncle home, and she was helping he's a little bit older, difficult to carry and stuff. Left the car on. It was very cold. Somebody took her car, took her for a joyride. She had all our Christmas cards in her purse, all the money, whatever we got, and they didn't take anything. All they did was take her for a joyride.
The problem is these guys are doing it at gunpoint.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are you guys putting this at gunpoint to go for a joyride? Like,
that's definitely armed robbery, and you're going to phone.
Yeah, and then what's
I saw a video of a guy with, I don't think it's Parkinson's. He was in a motor wheelchair.
Yeah.
He was robbing a jewelry store with a gun in his feet. And one of the top comments was, well, this guy's not going to jail for armed robbery. And I just thought, Jesus Christ.
That's a good joke.
That is a great joke.
Hey, listen, we'll come back to this. So why we're kind of cutting it short here is it's Chris's birthday. We're going to fucking go out. Again, this is a second time we're going out to we're pre-gaming an actual event. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go some axe throwing. There's going to be pictures. We're going to go out for dinner, have a nice drink. So look us up at Podcast S&P on Instagram and Twitter. We're going to get out of here and have a great week. You guys do the same. If you're in Chicago, don't brave the snow. Stay home. And we'll see you next week.
Let's go with DePaul men's basketball, and Daniel Bryan's going to win the Royal Rumble tomorrow. Bye!
Go Creighton, baby!